who knows how long the battery is going to last. My name is Isaac.duenas, and it's almost 11 o'clock, almost midnight. That's the reason why I cannot really talk any louder than this. Plus the laundry is being done. But my name is Isaac.duenas. I'm a mortgage loan officer located outside of Cleveland, Ohio, is where the main corporate of Nations Lending is located at. Today, for you, we're going to talk about bankruptcies, chapter 7 and chapter 13. Can you refinance your home after the pandemic, during the pandemic, at the end of 2021, beginning of 2022? I don't even know if this microphone works anymore, so who knows? Maybe this video would be a good video for you if you find it in YouTube, and if you don't, then it is what it is. So a lot of people, if you're watching this, is because most likely you filed for chapter 7 or you are in chapter 13. So we're going to stop in chapter 13 for a moment. Number one, I'm sorry, I know it's probably incredibly difficult to make your trustee payments every single month, especially these days, the way that the economy is. I mean, it is, to me, first of all, crazy that if you have a home with equity, that an attorney would recommend you to file for chapter 13. That's mind-blowing. But if that's the situation, if that's the case, you've been making 12 on-time payments. Let me repeat this. 12 on-time payments. I could talk about the payment thing for hours. I've made several videos. If you're new to the channel, well, welcome, but I made several videos about refinancing while on bankruptcy. And when I tried to emphasize the importance of paying your trustee payments on time, most people will email me, call me, text me, and be like, "Hey, Isaac, that's me. I qualify. I've been making all my payments on time." When we receive the trustee payment history, it's a completely different story. Don't waste your time. And don't waste my time or a loan officer's time either. Like, if there was one payment late, you're gonna have a big problem, a huge problem. Most likely you will not be able to refinance the home. That's how serious it is. This is one of the reasons why when you contact big bank financial institutions like Wells Fargo, Chase, all these big banks, recovering from COVID, all these big banks, they wouldn't even touch you. In the moment that they pull your credit and they see a chapter 7 or a chapter 13, at that moment they're like, "Thank you very much, but there's nothing we can do to help you buy." That's how difficult it is, and they understand that. That's why they don't even want to touch those clients, those borrowers, those customers. So, is there a solution if you've been late in your trustee payments? Yes, but I'm not going to talk about that solution on this video. In this video, you need to have all your trustee payments made on time. If you're really wondering, well, I believe I made them on time. On time, by the way, is within 30 days of the due date. So if you're supposed to make your trustee payment on the 1st of each month, for example, then you want to have made that payment within 30 days from the 1st of the month. So if it's November 1st, December 1st would be late. Does that make sense? You just want to make sure you've been making you've been making one payment every 30 days as agreed on your bankruptcy paperwork, terms, and whatever. All right, let's assume that you have that. And by the way, you can contact your attorney and there's a website online that the most attorneys report all your payments to. But you can contact your attorney and you can be like, hey, I really would like to have my trustee payment history. I want to see how my payments have been tracking. Which, by the way, even if you've been making the payments on time, please tell me that you have not been paying cash every month, that you have like a checking account or some account that you can track each one of those payments. You can print like 12 months of statements and you can see each one of the payments made on time as agreed. You gotta have some kind of proof, because when we request the trustee payment history, most of the attorneys, they don't care about your situation. They give a crap about like you wanting to refinance down the road. Look, they will track the payments whenever they feel like it. Some attorneys will collect 3-4 months of payments and then they will start distributing these payments according to what they feel like it. Therefore, in their payment history, you might be 2-3 months behind, even though you've made your payment when you were supposed to, at the beginning of the month, middle of the month, or whatever that was. Does that make sense? So that's why it's so important that you have like a plan B, like bank statements showing, proving, specifying that you did make that payment. Now, what happens when you make payments with cash? Then, as you can imagine, we're gonna run into lots of problems. The main problem is that, like, well, cash, you can't track cash. It's like freaking Pablo Escobar. You know, everything you pay with cash, well, you don't have receipts. You don't have way to track anything down. You don't have any payment history. You don't have that. That's why it's crucial that please do not make your trustee payments with cash. Use a bank account, use a checking account, a savings, I don't know, whatever account you use, but use something that you can go online, log in into some kind of portal, and you can see all the payments that you've been making during a year, 2 years, whatever that is. So, if your mortgage is included in the bankruptcy, that's a big plus, a big win. Why? Because we need 24 months of on-time payments to that mortgage. And if the mortgage is included in your trustee payments, and you've been making your trustee payments on time, and you have truly been making them on time because you have proof, even one late, you're done. But you have proof through a trustee payment history that the payments have been made on time, and you have your bank statements on top of that to prove that you've been making your payments on time, then you're in good shape. Why? Because we will need to request a mortgage payment history from your lender, because most likely 99.99% of the time when you file for bankruptcy, your current lender will stop reporting to credit your on-time payments. So that will affect your score, that will affect your credit, and that will affect, when it comes down to the time that you want to refinance your home, it's going to create a lot of problems, tons of problems. You have no idea how many problems, which, by the way, if you're watching this video because one of your intentions is to cash out of your equity, to pay off your Chapter 13 and be free of your debt, good luck. It is an incredibly difficult process. I made several videos about this, how you should definitely look, search, and find a good loan officer that has done it with other people, other borrowers or clients, has a good track record. He knows what he's doing, because you're going to run into every problem you can possibly run. And when you do, that loan officer should be prepared and should have the knowledge to be able to go around it, on top, underneath that specific situation that arises. I can tell you right now, I had a client that we started the process And one of the processors, whose name must not be named, which I absolutely detest and hate. Hey, come on, it's YouTube. You tell the truth, right? She suspended the file. Why? Because I had a trustee letter saying that my borrower was making all his payments on time as agreed. She has never seen the letter before, therefore she killed the loan before the loan even was processed. Of course, I had to find my battle and be like, look, I've done this before. There's an example of this family that we've done this before. There's this another example. I have testimonies that this can be done. I know for a fact that it can be done because I've done it before and because I am the man at what I do, period. So I had to go and fight and battle for this specific borrower. Well, a normal loan officer would have killed the loan right there. Be like, well, you're right, I'm sorry, processors. I know there's nothing we can do. It is what it is. Anyway, I hope this video helps. It is possible to pay off your bankruptcy and be free if you have equity on your home. But remember, you need 24 months of on-time payment to that mortgage. If the mortgage is included in your Chapter 13, even better. Now we only need the trustee payment history, which we still need at least 12 on time. When I say at least 12 on time payments, I make it sound like, well, I had some late payments in the past, but I've been making the last 12 payments, I've made them on time. How can I say this? It's better if all your payments have been on time and you can prove it. If you've made late payments here and there and then you made 12 on-time payments, can it be done? I mean, the answer is technically yes. I've done it personally, but it's a nightmare. You have no idea. When I say a nightmare, imagine the worst experience that you can have. Maybe that's probably in the light side. It is a nightmare to get a refinance approved in those specific situations. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the comment section. Email me, text me. Email probably is the best way. I'm more than happy to give advice to people that is in the process of refinancing the home while on Chapter 13 with another bank. I'll be more than happy to review the estimate that people send you, pull your credit, and if you really need my help and you want to see that, if you want to give it a try, if you want to start the process of refinancing, sure. I am extremely and very picky with the people that I choose to be able to go through this long and painful process, because it is a very long and painful process, but I'm still willing to do it. So I've taken a one-to-one basis. You can email me, and the questions I'm gonna ask you is, how's your credit? We need it to be at least over 600, and it's going to be a government loan, period, no exception. It's gonna be an FHA or a VA loan. Number 3, we're gonna talk about your trustee payment history. We're gonna talk about your mortgage payment history. We're going to talk about bank statements to be able to track and prove that you'll be making those payments on time. We're gonna talk about that kind of stuff. And if we're a good fit, then sure, why not? We can move forward with the process. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please, email is the best way to get a hold of me, just because I receive way too many calls. And to be honest with you, if people don't qualify to refinance their home or to buy a new home because of a bankruptcy, I cannot be on the phone with you for 1 hour when I have like 20 people that they do qualify, they've done their homework, and they've been making all the payments on time, and I'm at least be able to help out those people. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope you have a good evening. I will be making videos of the mortgage industry in the evenings and putting them during the mornings, most likely. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Bye.